Alright, so in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to mod Among Us on Steam, and I'm going to do this because on Game Banana, which is the mod site where the majority, or if not almost all, Among Us mods are uploaded to, and a lot of threads have been popping up there about how to mod the game, and a lot of people are confused about how to mod the game. They don't really understand the process of it, and they don't even know what the programs to install mods are. So that's that's pretty confusing. The only things available to them are text tutorials, which a lot of people just learn better from video tutorials. So first things first, the only thing you really need to mod Among Us is a program called UABE 2.2, and that stands for Unity Asset Bundle Extractor. Uh, this program allows you to extract files, and it allows you to install to your existing files. Now, for the extraction part, I actually don't recommend Unity Asset Bundle Extractor, which ironically, that's its main purpose, uh, because it doesn't give you previews of what you're actually extracting, so you have to know what you're extracting ahead of time, or you just have to extract the entirety of the game's files, which most people probably don't want to do that. If you want to find specific things that you want to extract using previews in a menu, nice little UI system, there's this program called AssetStudio UI, and it's just objectively much better for extracting files than UABE, which is hilarious. But so you're gonna install that. Actually, I don't need to, because I already have both of them installed. Lovely. Yes, I do. All right, all right. So I got my UABE here, and before we do that, we're going to need to find your Among Us directory. So that's where your Among Us game files are stored to. Now, most people will have their Among Us game file stored in Program Files, x86, Steam, Steam Apps, Common, and there'll be a folder here called Among Us. Now, that's not where my Among Us game is because I haven't moved to a different hard drive. If you haven't moved to a different hard drive, you probably already know where your Among Us game is, so that's not a problem. So, once you get to your Among Us folder in your Steam files, you're going to open Among Us Data. Now, in Among Us Data, you're going to create two new folders. You're going to create a folder called New Build, which I'll explain what that does in a second. And you're going to create a folder called Old Build. Now, Old Build is the purpose of Old Build is for you to copy everything down from Global Game Managers, this file right here, and paste it into Old Build. And that allows you to just quickly swap back in the original files for the game. If something goes wrong or if you just want to reset your game, you can just quickly select all this and go put that back in there. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to do that, but yeah. So, and yeah, that's much preferable to going to Steam, hovering over Among Us, clicking on Properties, going to local files, and then verifying integrity, because this requires you to actually re-download the files, and that takes longer. So you might as well just save yourself the hassle, right? So so now I'm going to show you how to install EMIP files, and an EMIP file is basically this thing. It's what you get when you download, say, a mod from Game Banana, and I downloaded this mod by Cadez. I'll link it in the description too. Uh, and you'll get your EMIP file. It doesn't have to be called mod.emip. It can be called whatever.emip. So open up UABE and go to File, and instead of going to Open, you're going to go to Load Package File. Now, I already have a mod, which is the Cadez mod. Now, you're going to get a menu like this. And you do this assuming that you just want to install a mod you got on like Game Banana or whatever. So affected bundles, affected assets list, you're going to check all of these boxes. And it'll say down here, select the base folder of the files. So this is going to be your Among Us data folder, assuming that the EMIP is actually formatted correctly, which not all of them are. Some of them are that you download will be messed up and you won't be able to install them. But if they're formatted correctly, this will work. You just go to your Among Us data folder, press select folder, and then you press OK. And then you go here, select the latest version, and now it'll open up a compiled game assets folder uh, where everything is perfect. There's no problems here. Your mods are installed onto this file that you're about to create. So then you're going to go to save, and this is what new builds is for. Instead of just saving over this, which you can't do that because uh, this program, Asset Bundle Extractor, has this file open in a different window. So if you try to install over it, it won't let you because this file is being used. So you can't install over a file that's being used in Windows. So you need the new build folder so that you can click on that, press save there, and I'll save this other file here too, and press OK. And now I can go to my Among Us data folder, go to my new build folder, and just, now that the program's closed, I can just go here, drag that over there, replace the files in the destination, and there you go. Your mods are installed. So if I open up Among Us, you can see there, that's modded. And if I go to a lobby, you can see here that I have a custom mod installed. Yay. All right. So now, uh, if you want to extract the game's files yourself, and let's say you want to make your own mod, uh, you could go to Asset Bundle Extractor and open up the main shared asset 0 folder, which this one's modified, but doesn't matter. Open it. You could do that. You could, but that is far less preferable to using AssetStudio, and the reason it is because you can't actually tell what any of these are unless you know what they are. Uh, there's not really a compendium right now of what the different files are. So if you just try to use AssetStudio, you're not going to know what all these are. So what you're going to have to do if you want to use AssetStudio is basically drag down like this and to just extract all of the files, and that takes a lot out of your storage space. You don't want to do that. That's annoying. No one wants to do that. So instead of doing that, go to AssetStudio. Go to AssetStudio GUI, File, Load File, and go to your Among Us data and open it that way. And now, don't just ignore scene hierarchy. Doesn't matter. Go to Asset List, and now I have everything. I have everything. I can actually see all my stuff now. Yeah, this is far better, I would say, because you can actually see everything. You have a preview. Amazing, right? You can actually tell what you're extracting. So this is the hats folder here. As you can see, this should be modified, I believe. Actually, I don't think this one's modified. That's odd. It's very odd. I'm gonna figure that out. Uh, but yeah, you'll find a hats folder. It'll look like this, and you can just extract it, and you can do that for any of the game's files. So let's say I have a mod that's not an EMIP file. It just gives you the file. Uh, or let's say you made a mod and you want to import it into UABE. Or you want to import it into Among Us, obviously. So this is why you need UABE, because you can't do this with AssetStudio. But you'll go to File, Open. You'll go to Shared Asset 0, not Load Package File, because you have no package file. There's no EMIP. So you're gonna go to File, and then oh no, you're not gonna go to File. My bad. You're gonna find the asset that you want to replace. So in this case, I want to replace hats, and you're gonna go to Plugins, And then instead of exporting, you're going to go to Edit. Then you're going to go to Load. You can basically ignore the rest of those settings. They don't mean much. They just use the defaults. And I have my own files that I want to use. But let's just say I just want to open that, right? Now that mod that image that I was just hovering over got imported into this hats file, so it replaced the original. So I'm going to save and not Phasmophobia. Uh, that's for another video. All right. So new build. Gonna do this just like before. It's just like before. It's as if I was using the EMIP at this point. So I go to Among Us data and then go to Eat. Now my global assets folder hasn't been changed, so you're still probably going to see the changes from Cadez's. Yeah, you're going to see that on the startup. But if I go into my game now, voila, I have my mods instead. So yeah, that's basically that. And that's basically the video. I'll probably make other videos on how to actually make hats like this and whatnot. But that's how you install mods to Among Us. It's nothing more complex than that. Technically, um, UABE also allows you to create installer files like EXEs. Um, and if you, like, say you want to give a mod to a friend, but you don't want to explain to them the whole process required to install a mod, you could just go to Asset Bundle Extractor, open, uh, shared asset 0, and uh, make your changes, and then go to File, Mod Maker, and this is create installer package file. This is how you create an EMIP, for the record. And uh, you go to Mod Maker, create standalone exe installer, and because I didn't change anything, it doesn't do here. To actually create an installer file, yeah, you have to make your changes in the instance that you're using it. So I made changes to that file before, but now it's as if it was just the original file. The program doesn't know that that file's edited now and in the ways that it was edited. So I would have to go through that process again if I wanted to create an EMIP or an installer file. But that's how I can do that. Uh, and that's basically it. That's what it boils down to. That's how you make an installer file, and that's how you make an EMIP file, and that's how you install mods into Among Us. It's not much more complex than that. Actually creating the mods, it's a little bit more complex than that. Uh, I wouldn't say you need artistic skill because this game has that art style, but uh, yeah, that's basically the process you use to install mods that you get from, say, Game Banana like this, which is where all of the mods are. And that's basically it. It's not more complex than that. So, yeah.